it's Pamela. I am on a bit of a roll, so I'm just gonna record this right now. I know I asked if you guys want to hear it, but I want to tell the story, so I'm gonna tell it. In my video talking about the abandoned house in Caledon, I mentioned my old apartment, and some weird stuff started happening there, and I'm gonna share that with you guys. First up, I want to explain what this place was like. It was an older house. The doorknobs and stuff looked kind of antique, and it was in Toronto, and I rented the basement. Weird stuff started happening. A lot of the times it was at night. I would hear it when I was just up watching TV, and then it sounded like a bowling ball rolling above me, or I would hear things dragging around. I don't think my landlord was even home when I was hearing this. In fact, one time I came home, I kept hearing footsteps upstairs, so I went outside and all the lights in the house were off, so no one was home. A lot of times I would hear these noises as I was falling asleep. I looked it up, like, noises before bed, what can this be? And I discovered something called exploding head syndrome. This is where you hear loud noises right as you're falling asleep. So I kind of just thought maybe I have exploding head syndrome, even though I had never experienced this anywhere else, and I haven't experienced it since. I remember one night as I was falling asleep, I heard there was a closet right beside my bed. I heard a loud bang. It sounded like it was in the closet, and it was loud. It was like, and it woke me up. There was another time where it sounded like there was like stampede of animals right over my head, and this always happened just right over where my bed was, and I was like, what the hell? I'm trying to fall asleep. And then one night I heard a loud bang, and I thought it was in my kitchen, and I was like, come on, it's just, I guess I'm really tired, I guess I'm really stressed, I don't know. And I just kind of brushed it off as nothing. When I woke up the next morning, I went to go to the bathroom, and right in the center of the doorway, right against the edge of the floor of the bathroom, was a little jewelry box.
So to demonstrate, pretend that this blanket is the edge of the bathroom doorway. This is how the jewelry box was, right in the center of the doorway.
This jewelry box had sat undisturbed on a shelf beside the bathroom for a very long time, and if it had fallen, it probably would have been on its side. It probably wouldn't have been right against the floor like that. It's just strange to me that it fell so perfectly right in the center of the doorway, and that really stopped me to think, I don't think this is in my head, because that sounded like what I was hearing before, and I just brushed it off. After this, I kept hearing these noises, and I never wanted to investigate because I lived alone. I feel like if weird things happen and you go and investigate, you're kind of inviting it to happen more. One night, this was terrifying, and I actually made my landlord put in a motion sensor light that ended up not working. It would just flash on and off, on and off, on and off constantly. You know how you kind of wake up in the middle of the night? I had woken up, I heard the doorknob shake, and it was the doorknob to my main entrance. It sounded like someone was trying to get in, like it sounded like the doorknob was moving to see, someone was checking to see if the door was unlocked. I had my phone in my bed just in case. Hearing this, I was worried, and immediately in my mind I thought, like, did I lock the door? And after I heard that noise, it kind of went silent, and you ask yourself a lot of questions, like, did I hear the door open? Did this happen? Is someone in my apartment right now? I was panicking. I stayed in bed pretending to sleep, just listening to see if someone was in there. And my logic to do that is, if someone was in the house, if they thought that I was asleep, maybe they wouldn't come for me. They would come in and just take what they were gonna take and then leave me alone, because I didn't want a confrontation. So I was awake for a while after hearing this, and it took me hours to fall back to sleep. First thing in the morning, I called my landlord and I asked him to put in the motion sensor light. I was kind of in denial because I realized that that doorknob noise could have only been made from the inside of the house. And I tried it too. I locked the door while it was open, and I moved the doorknob from outside, and the inside doorknob didn't make the noise that I had heard. Then I moved the doorknob on the inside, and it made that exact noise. And I realized that whatever made the doorknob move wasn't outside of the house, it was inside. and I was the only one home. Nobody else was there with me. But something else really strange was happening. I would randomly hear noises in a section of my house where there was a little mini, I want to call it a broom closet, and there was a light. So to turn the light on, you would have to open the door to the closet, and there was a little switch that the door would turn on and off. This light started going on and off by itself. Vibrations in the ground could wiggle it open a bit, so I understand how the door can come loose and the light can come on, but I don't understand how that could push a door back in to switch the light off. And I kind of thought this was, maybe it was just a weird electrical glitch or something. But I remember one day I came home and the light was on. I started filming on IG stories. I rushed over, and just as I was about to shut the door, the light went off, and in the video I heard the click. So something had pushed the door closed right before I was gonna do it. I did buy an antique key, and I left it on a mirror beside where I was hearing the noises, and the door was opening and closing on its own. So maybe it was because I bought the key. I don't know, maybe there was something attached to this key, but I don't know. It's really, really strange. Those are the weird things that were happening in this apartment. But there's one other story that I'm gonna tell, and this was absolutely terrifying, and it happened in that apartment, but I'm gonna save that for another vlog. Make sure you like this video and make sure you subscribe and stick around so you can hear these stories, and that's about it. Thanks for watching.